All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 799. What? Oh my goodness, we are on the brink of 800 episodes, literally over 1,000 passers. Oh my gosh, what have we been doing with our time? We've been getting people to get a pass notice,
Yeah.
and we're welcoming you if this is your very first time being here. We appreciate y'all for being on because you made the decision to get some studying done. You could have done anything else. I think you could have done like the Golden Bachelor. Gonna watch some old man pick up women on TV. I don't know. It's a thing now. And I didn't make up the show.
Wow.
I didn't do it. It's just what it is. I haven't seen it. I just know it's out there. The kids are interested in how old people date. I don't know. It's just a thing. I don't know. Anyways, do you think they get Werther's Originals on the first date?
Yes, that's like their speech.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
All right.
Excuse me.
That's bad. That's horrible. Anyways, and we all appreciate all of you. Seriously, we're glad that you made the decision to be here. We are so happy that you're on here tonight. We are going to have Hard Hitting Wednesday. What does that mean? We're going to go over a topic that's a pain in the old assets for everybody when they're studying. Tonight, we're going to go over the topic of municipal bonds.
Yeah.
And some of you might be all, I haven't even started yet. I haven't even begun my journey. I don't even know what anything is. Guess what? It doesn't matter. There's no soft entry to any of this stuff. Just ask Kaplan. They literally take all the topics every other year and throw it in a salad shooter and say, hey, that's the new way we're doing it.
Every study prep has their own organization to the SIE. It is so... Why?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where you're at. Some people start with this topic, that topic. It doesn't really matter. There's no soft entry to any of this stuff. There's no soft beginning. There's no preface that you read that goes, okay, embrace yourself. No, there's none of it. It just jumps right in. So you might as well just jump right in tonight. It doesn't matter if you're not like getting everything on hand and you're not understanding. What's up, Kona? I guess he just wants some love right now. That's our dog, by the way. If you guys were wondering if we named our business after our dog, yes, we did.
Yes.
So we are. So we're gonna go over that topic of municipal bonds. It's a good one, and you're gonna like it. And Brandy's gonna break it down nice and easy. By the way, my name is Andy. I am the guy that runs all the text messages and all the feedback from everybody, the tech support, all that great stuff in the back, including giving the old dog some pets. But you're not here for what I do in the background. You're here for what's in the foreground. You're here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, Series 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know. So that way you too can get a pass notice. And there ain't no time to get a pass notice like a pass notice in all coast. I don't know.
Yes.
I was all saying the West Coast, right? Ain't no party like a West Coast party. Because the West Coast party don't end.
Right.
I don't know, something like that.
But you should do all codes.
But I think we'd be all coast. Because Brandy says West Coast, East Coast, Mid Coast. Anyway, she recognizes that Mid Coast. So like if you're like Tim in Ohio, who always dresses snappy, by the way.
That's right.
And he's got only a lake to call a beach.
That's still a coastline.
Still a coastline. Just saying. All right, everybody. Let's do this. I just want to say a couple little things right here. We do believe in the power of prayer. One of our own students is fallen ill. Jean Quarterman and her husband asked me for you guys to give them prayers. They're on. They got the COVIDs, and even though it's not as what it used to be, but they're feeling like, you know what, we could use some prayers to get back at it again, get some healing, and so please give some prayers to Jean and her husband tonight, and so they can get some fast recovery and get back to getting on the healing end of it, right?
Yes.
Oh wow, somebody forgot to turn off their ringer. All right, anyways, you ready to do this?
Yes.
All right, let's go.
It's like it's the year 2000 or something. I don't know. I made up a year.
Anyways, the year 2000 when everybody keeps their ringer on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm getting to that age where I need to have my ringer really loud.
I know. I noticed.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know. Well, I got the Halloween ringtones, and I like to hear them. You know what I mean? And then the Christmas ringtones come out. I like to hear that. On the old phone.
Yeah.
And then once it's not a holiday, then I just put it all back on silent again.
Yeah.
All right. Online, on-demand courses, live videos, live sessions. We got all kinds of different going-ons. For that busy person, we want you guys to do your business. We want you to keep your job. We don't want to pull you out for a class. We don't want to pull you out for a weekend. Oh my goodness. Doing a 72-hour weekend boot camp, that is crazy. that is hard to do. It is an act of attrition. You must have tapes to tape your eyelids open, and make sure you take a lot of energy drinks. Right?
Right.
I don't recommend that. I'm just kidding,
No,
but
no.
I'm just seriously. It's tough. So we have our own course material. We put it in a nice 21-day plan, so you can go through it in 21 days, which is a very nice, aggressive way to get it done in a very timely amount, which we encourage. But you can always go as fast as you want or go as slow as you want. It doesn't matter. But we do teach our techniques. We have our strategies. We have a whole bunch of a whole system really on how to get this thing done, and not just one exam, for all the exams. You're in this for all the exams, not just to pass an SIE exam. And if you look at our Instagram, you'll see that we have all of our students. They're not just passing one exam. You'll scroll through it and you'll be like, oh, they passed the 6th and they passed the 63. Oh, and they passed the 65 or the 26. So we're looking to get people past multiple exams, and even they use our same system to pass things that we don't even teach, like the MLO. So it's a great way to learn a system that'll help you be successful in all your professional exams. Check us out. We have study guides available for the SIE 6 and 63. They're $20. They're ebooks. You can print them out. So if you study in the 1900s, you can get your Cheeto stains and coffee rings all over it. But the important thing is if you're looking at a 489-page LEM and you're like, I don't want to read that. Yeah, that's why we created the study guide, so that way you don't have to. Orientation replay explains everything. Kona Community Study Hall. It's an all-in-one utility knife of study material. You know what I mean? Resources. It's got the brews. You can ask questions, get answers. You can look up resources over there. It's a great thing, and it's free. You scan the QR code, hit the links in the chat, join it all. 866-HEY-KONA for all my information. Telegram. You can also reach out and get me over there. All right, we got a live sessions are happening tomorrow. We got the Series 6 and the SIE as we are going through our day 1 program. Brandy is on week 3 of our day 1, where we started with the content and our live sessions from day 1. We are now on week 3 of it. And on these next classes, I have options for the SIE, and I have investment products.
Yes.
Are we on schedule, Brandy?
We are.
So tomorrow is going to be great, especially for options. And you're not going to want to miss what Brandy does with the options. I'm telling you guys, the way she is simplifying it in the options on these live sessions, especially as we build up our material for Kona Community or Kona University.
Yeah.
Guys, SIE is incredible, because I just went through like a whole, which she covered on Tuesday. It was like 7-8 videos she did in 1 hour. She like literally just strung together like a whole thing, summed it up, gave you a nice basic, solid foundation for all this information. So you're going to really love what we got cooking. But importantly, you can be a part of the next one. And we're going to have the options, and we're going to have product summary. Product summary is for the Series 6. That starts off at 7 a.m. in Hawaii, 10 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. in the East. SIE is 11 a.m. in Hawaii, 2 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Mountain, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. in the East. And it is going to be a good one. As always, our members have access to all of it. So make sure that if you get that Zoom code that just hit your email box, you can go ahead and just join in on those sessions. All righty.
Did you want me that?
We can do that. As a reminder, we have our 800th episode tomorrow of the Studying Brew. We'd like you all to be there. We had 800 episodes.
What?
Yeah. Live study session tomorrow night. We're going to mark our milestone. We're going to have, what are we going to do tomorrow? We're going to do something different. We usually do the Series 6, but what are we doing tomorrow, Brandy? I know you said you wanted to do something really special.
We're going to talk about, especially because we are approaching, year end, month end, holiday season. We are going to talk about studying best practices. Basically what we used to do on Fridays, we're going to do on Thursday.
We're going to give you the best of all the stuff that we learned from all of our passers.
Yeah.
What helped them the most, and a nice summarized account, because you know what? It's about you. It's about getting you to that next level. And we have learned a lot through those 800 episodes on what works. If you guys don't know this, these aren't just for you. These are for us. They're for, people learning to, like, how do we study? How do we get through this stuff? You guys can always go back and listen to how other passers do it. And we've had all these people pass. And so it's great to have this account of like how this person did it, how that person did it, how all these people are doing it, and just have a nice little list for you guys and a way for you guys to see if one of those ways works for you. I'm going to say this. There's not one way that's like one way for everyone. everybody has a certain, challenge,
Mhm.
or something to get, they have to get past, some people are like, well, I've got I don't have age on my side, which I don't think is an issue. I mean, shoot, our oldest pastor was 85, 86.
Mhm.
So unless you're older than 85 or 86, I really don't want to hear it. Because there's people that they're much older or the same age as you that are getting it done.
Mhm.
So that can't be it. But I would like to hear about that, right? And how they do that. Or, younger, or maybe they had a learning disability, or like our friend, Ryan, completely dyslexic. He
Mhm.
only knows like two or three words on the sentence. He can't even read any of the questions.
Mm-mm.
So we're gonna do that tomorrow. We're gonna go over some of the greatest hits of what and how to get this thing done and how to study. I think that's the most appropriate. All the things we learned from the 800 episodes, we're gonna go ahead and do that.
Yes.
So, all right.
Yep.
If you're not following us on Instagram, I wish you would. I tell you what, because when they give me a picture and they let me know, I
Mhm.
add another one to the Kona Hall of Fame. And we guess what, Brandy?
What?
We got a passer because we added another one to the Kona Hall of Fame. Do we have a picture?
Yes, we do.
All right. This one is awesome because we have literally gotten the whole family their licenses, fully licensed. I mean,
Yes.
from top to bottom.
Yes.
And this one comes right from the one that started it all, who entered the business first, Tony and Manal Masood. If you don't know who they are, they're on the brink of getting their $1 million ring, and in Primerica. If you're not in Primerica and you don't know what any of that means, it means they're doing really well. And they have a daughter,
Mhm.
and she just got her Series 63. Congratulations to Zaina Masood on getting her Series 63. She is now fully licensed, ready to take over the family business, starting her own business. I should
Yes.
say that.
Yes.
She's not just saying, "Hey, just hand it to me." She's going after it and getting her own ring. She's getting her own business going. She ain't just laying back. I mean, literally, her mom let us know. Her mom's very proud, Manal,
Mhm.
and letting us know, and her uncle, Manny,
Mhm.
letting us know, and of course her Tony, letting us know that she's not just sitting there. She's actually just going ahead and she's getting the business done. She's making the numbers. She's making her own business. And this was not just like sitting around the house and just studying. So what did she do to help her pass? What did a boss lady like herself on the move with a bright future? How did she get this thing done? I think she's barely like 19, maybe 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very young.
I just cracked down on the material every day and I studied from 7 to 12 for less than a week. Cramming the information in a short period helped me past both the 6 and the 63 in the same month. Guys, 19 days. 19 days in between pass notices.
Mhm.
Test taking techniques always pays off as well. Study guide was a big help, and doing open book tests helped me retain a lot of the information. So there you go. That's her keys to getting this thing done. It was like didn't spend a lot of time. And I agree, some people spend way too much dang time on it, longer than they need to.
Mhm.
And she just put all that information, just kind of did some book tests, kind of just saw where her faults were. And the study guide that we have is perfect because you don't have to look through a huge LEM to look
Mm-mm.
for all that stuff. You just need to go look for, the small things that you really are going to retain anyway. And that's what's in those study guides. And she just did that and test taking techniques. I'm telling you guys, once you learn our system and then you modify it for you, it's game over.
Yep.
Like a lot of people, they take our system and they go ahead and just modify it for themselves, and they just take what works for them and they just run with it. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. We give you a little foundation, we give you a little bit of everything, and then we want you to just take the key things that work for you and just apply it. Congratulations to Zaina Masood for passing. Just big, huge congratulations. Fully licensed, getting that Series 26 next, because I told you she's a RVP on the make, and she wants to get her 26, be promoted the right way, and just be a boss lady from the get.
Heck yeah.
So that's how you do it. Congratulations once again. Anything you want to add? Because you worked with Zaina pretty more than I did.
No, exactly what happened. I worked with her closely with the SIE, you know, we figured out what she needed to do to study her way of studying. We got it done. Then she applied that for the 6. She applied it for the 63.
Yeah, it was training wheels off. She just went after it. So that's all it takes.
Yep.
So congratulations, and we can't wait to help you get that Series 26 done. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
All right. It's not about just the passers. It's about you. So let's learn tonight. Tonight, we're going to do a little bit of content. Like I said, we're going to have a hard hitting Wednesday. This came straight from our Discord that we told you guys to join. Straight from the Discord, there was a question there about municipal bonds. And Brandy said, you know what? This is a great gateway into a topic that always gets people all flustered.
Yep.
If you will.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it came from our second firefighter student.
Who's our second firefighter student?
Eric.
Oh, yeah.
So he's not, I don't see him often.
No,
because
he's fighting fires.
Fighting fires, but he watches the replays.
Firefighters do you think we've gotten past? I don't know. I don't know the exact number.
Some people just
we've
don't
had a lot.
know.
Yeah, but we've had quite a few.
So it's awesome. So he posted this question. I was like, this is a perfect topic, kind of a segue for our members tomorrow as well. So I was like, perfect, let's talk about it, right? Now, guys, your FINRA test won't have these 1, 2, 3, 4 answers. I call them the 1, 2, 3, 4s. I call them the numbers, right?
By the way, back it up, reverse it. If you are brand new and you don't know what Brandy's saying, FINRA is the ones that test you. They're the ones that actually come up with the exams for the SIE, the 6, the 65, and the Series 7. No, not the 65.
Right.
The Series 6 and the 7?
7, the 24,
and the 24.
26.
Okay, there you go.
Yes.
And then NASA
yes,
is the one that's responsible for the 63 and the 65
and the 66
and the 66.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two governing boards, I guess, that come up with it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they're called?
Regulatory.
Sorry. Those are the two regulatory agencies that come up with all this stuff, and they test you and they moderate and they make sure everybody's on the up and up. So when we say that, FINRA, these exam questions are not like this on the FINRA exam for the SIE. So when you go take the real exam for the SIE, if you're taking a QBank question like this from like Kaplan, guess what? You don't get Roman numeral stuff. No real exam.
Yeah, a lot of QBanks guys, when they did the SIE, they got FINRA did get rid of the numbers, the Roman numerals, but a lot of QBanks, in fact, all QBanks still have Roman numeral quizzes for some reason.
Yeah, well, they just don't want to update it. But so if you're tripping on those SIE questions and you're using Kaplan, for instance, in your QBank, and you see these Roman numerals and they got you,
just don't stress.
They're not going to be like that on the real exam.
Yeah, I like to tell people if you get it half right, you done good.
You done good.
You done good. Right? So, but this is how we handle them, because I do understand what it's like to like you can't just dismiss every time you see a Roman numeral like, oh, I got
no, because there's a learning moment in there.
Well, there's a learning moment, but also, it affects your score.
I feel like a what do they call it? A millennial parent. There's a learning moment, a teaching moment.
But also it damages your score, right? And that, sometimes if you're like, well, I got a 60, but I would have got an 80 if I would have counted in the Roman numerals, right? So you still have to know how to pass them, right? So what you do is you always look at your answers, okay? And I pick 2. Now, sometimes you're picking 3, sometimes you're picking 1, sometimes you're picking all 4. So you got to look how many answers you get to pick, right? And then, there's nothing really standing out. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the question. Now, here's the thing is that this is bold. So I know I'm already looking for the true. So I'm going to write true over here on the side, right? So I have 1, they are secured by a specific pledge of property. They are a type of general obligation bond. They are not subject to statutory debt limits, or they are backed by a facility's ability to generate revenue. Okay, so check it out. I'm going to use test taking techniques and then we're going to explain it. So
please do.
The question says, which of the following are true about municipal revenue bonds? Well, one of the things that stood out to me is number 2 says they are a type of general obligation bond. Okay, if they're a type of general obligation bond, wouldn't that be what they're called? Like, why are we calling it a revenue bond? Yeah, so this is not true.
Right, and if you didn't know that those are 2 different things, now you did.
Right, so I'm going to cross off the 2s, right? 4 says they are backed by a facility's ability to generate revenue. Well, I got revenue, right? So 4.
Slam dunk. And plus, that's the only 2 that are not marked off anyway.
Right.
So it's confirmed.
So I have 1 and I have 3. They are secured by a specific pledge of property, or they are not subject to statutory debt limits.
So what the number 1 saying is basically you have to have a collateral, and the collateral would have to be like property.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that true?
And then 3 says statutory debt limits. Now, this is where content keywords is
Right.
going to play.
Because people are going to trip out because they're like, ooh, statutory debt. Ooh, what's statutory?
Exactly.
Randy, what's statutory? Is that illegal? And do you know what, guys? They use that word statutory because a lot of you might associate the word statutory to something illegal.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's just a legal term.
it is. It's just a legal term, but you see how they trick you a little bit? So you got to beware.
All right. So, guys, I have a saying. Go vote to keep taxes low. Go vote to keep taxes low. So check it out. Go means general obligation. Okay. Vote means it needs voter approval. Approval. Taxes means it's backed by taxes. And low means it has debt limits. So in my keyword content, I don't understand any of this. I don't care. You don't need to understand it. You just need to know that general obligations are backed by taxes, so they need voter approval and they have debt limits. Let's go back to the question. The question's talking about revenue bonds. The question says debt limits. This is a go, so that's not a revenue. It's backwards, I know. So that is why the answer is 3 and 4. Now, you notice how this says secured by a specific pledge of property, right? Goes are backed by taxes, revenues are backed by property. So we know that this is revenue. So basically what I'm doing, guys, is I memorized the general obligation stuff. Now, I didn't even get into the idea of what general obligation is because it's not relevant to the question. Don't worry, we'll talk about it. All I remembered is this one statement: go vote to keep taxes low. That helped me make the connections to circle 3 and cross off 2.
So what you're saying is if you need taxes to back a go bond, then that would be true of a go.
Right.
But if they're not subject, it means it's true for the other.
Right. So if it's not true for go, it'll be true for a revenue.
See how they did that?
Right. So guys, so let's break it down real quick, right? Yeah, guys. Okay.
Guys, that's the name of the game when it comes to these questions. They make it so confusing.
Right.
They cross you up so many times. So that's why you got to really map it out on a strat paper. And see how she wrote go vote. Sometimes it helps to write that out if you're like got it all mixed up. Like I just need to keep my head straight. I need an anchor as to what's true of a go. And then I know that the opposite is for the municipal.
Exactly.
So we're going to go over that.
So municipal bonds are bonds issued by local governments, state, counties, cities, towns, districts, whatever. These are the income is tax exempt. What that means, and it's both at the federal level. Okay. So what that means is that when they pay you interest, you don't have to pay taxes on that income. Okay. And it will be at the state if you're in the same state. Okay. So if it's a California bond and you live in California, it'll be state tax exempt as well.
Right. They're giving the exemption to the residents.
Exactly.
If you're in Arizona,
you're not going to get that state exemption because you don't live in the same state. Right.
We appreciate your money, though.
Exactly. And you're still going to pay capital gains. Okay. So you still have to pay capital gains. So these are not tax free. Guys, sometimes you're going to see that people call them tax free. They're not. Roth IRAs are tax free. Municipal bonds are tax exempt because I'm just not paying taxes on income. You still have to pay capital gains. And these are for people in high tax brackets only. I'm going to make a side note here. I don't care what your offices do. What your offices do is what your offices do.
I don't care what Bill, who's a great closer in the office. I don't care if Bill told you all otherwise. But for the exam, we're living in exam world. This is how you need to associate it. When you pass all your exams and you are full licensed, then you can sit on the sidelines with Bill and disagree with it and say, well, I bought that bottle.
Yeah.
all that information. But you're not licensed.
You're not licensed yet, and FINRA says high tax brackets, and that's how you guys are going to be tested. Okay.
So for now,
Test world.
put Bill on mute.
Yes. All right. So then we talked about, goes and revenues. All right. So general obligation bonds are things that a community has to provide to their residents, and they use it for free. Okay. So you use for free, and it must be, it's provided by your government. Okay. Provided by the local government. Okay. These are things like libraries, schools, parks.
Yeah. Hey, Jinx, you owe me a coat.
Bridges, not tolls.
Highways.
Gotta pay for tolls.
Tricky.
Maybe that one's, but yeah.
Streets.
Jails.
Jails. Ooh.
Courts. Courthouses, I guess.
City Hall.
City halls, right? So you guys are seeing where we're going with this. It's all things that a community offers to its community, but you use it for free. Okay. So to do this, you guys know during election time, you'll see like, it'll say, Measure M, right? Proposition.
Right.
Okay? That's all this stuff.
Yeah. And if you read the fine print in your little voter guide, it tells you what taxpayer money needs to be there, and that there's a bond and how long that will be till maturity. It'll tell you all that stuff.
Exactly. So it's back.
Didn't know that? Pay attention to the next election.
Exactly. Voter approval backed by taxes, right? And then because they're backed by taxes, they are subject to debt limits. In fact, I remember during 2020, I just remember this because I teach this stuff. California was trying to raise the statutory debt limit. To raise the limit, it has to go to vote. It got voted away. It said, no,
we don't want more debt.
Stop raising our debt limit so you can stop taxing us.
Just like in every other state, everyone says the same thing.
Right.
Let's not get more in debt. How about you guys take a pay cut?
Right. How about you pay off these taxes?
How about we pay you less?
Right. So revenue, guess what? You're going to pay to use it. These are things like water. What is it called? Water districts.
Yeah.
Utilities. Yes. Utilities, water districts, stadiums, tolls. Okay. So as you guys can see, you're paying to use these. So these are backed by fees and revenue, guys.
Yeah.
Revenue. Backed by fees and revenue.
Yeah. You can't use that toll just for free. You got to have that fast pass or that fast track or the whatever pass, right? Whatever that area comes up with. And then you got to pay into it, right? You got to pay it.
Exactly.
That toll ain't free.
So guys, there's no debt limits when it comes to revenue. Why? Because the revenue of the facility is paying for it. When you pay your electric bill, when you pay your water bill, when you pay your trash bill, when you pay for these bills, it pays for the facilities. It pays those revenue bonds off. Now, here's the thing about both of these, right? Even in recessionary times, guess what? People still have to pay their bills.
Yep. You still need that water.
Exactly.
You still need that road.
Exactly.
Still got to have that bridge.
You're still using that library.
We need that library.
Access.
We need that library. It's got free air conditioning. Thank goodness, right?
Yes. So that is the basics. This is like what you guys need to know for your municipal bonds. So go vote to keep taxes low. Go vote to keep taxes and then limits low. There you go.
Thank goodness libraries are free.
I mean, people barely use them now.
Well, I mean, we use them. I mean, it's great to use a library. We use them, especially when we were low in dollar and we have like 4 kids. It's a great place to take your kids during the summer beside the pool, and they can get air conditioning. And guess what? There's all this knowledge laying around there, and they can learn how to read.
What am I supposed to do here?
Read, fool. Read. Pick up a book and read.
I saw a meme.
Enjoy the air conditioning. It's free.
Real quick, I saw a meme. It said, "Can Taylor Swift please take a picture in the library?"
Right? Right? Then all the fans will be at libraries.
Love it. Anyways.
Yeah.
Go vote. Keep taxes low.
That's how we do it. All right, everybody. I hope that was informational. I hope you learned a little bit. I told you we weren't going to make it long. We're gonna always doing this Monday through Thursday. Nice little piece of education before, or you're studying before you hit the sack. We want to make sure that you stay consistent. Make sure you're getting this in every day. Consistency. Look, I know you might have already got your studying in, or maybe you didn't. But the main thing is this, build this into your program, whether it's a replay in the morning or at night, whatever it is, make sure it's in there. Like it's part of you brushing your teeth almost, like it's a routine. And that way you can stay consistent and just get it done. Just get it over with. Just do it. That's it. Consistency is key. Tomorrow we got live sessions. We got the Studying Brew episode 800, same bat time, same bat channel. And congratulations to Zena Masood. But until then, everybody, stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. And keep the positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody, have a great night.
Thank you guys so much for being on. We super appreciate you. Don't forget to implement keyword connections in your next quiz. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one.